Guys, welcome to the new edition of this particular channel, Mr. Bet. In today's video content, I'm going to teach you guys how to predict tennis over points. Actually, sometimes some people consider tennis to be a very easy strategy, but it is in the other way. Tennis is not like a team game, it's not like a teamwork game, it's just based on individual, and if anything wrong with that individual, so definitely the end of the result can be it can be a disaster. So now I'm going to put you guys through the process by making use of one of these games as an example. And don't forget, using betting strategies only give you the chance, it only increase your chance of winning, but does not guarantee you that you are going to be winning the game 100%. So this sports betting, there's nothing like 100% betting strategy accuracy, unless you are going to be having 99%. So but for this particular game, I'm going to put you guys through the process of how at least to increase your chance of winning. So the thing you need to do is always make use of the analysis, make use of the data provided to analyze your game. Most times I always consider different factors in order to predict my tennis. But actually I don't really make use of tennis like that, but at least once in a while. Maybe probably there's not much game in football or there's not much game in basketball, so I always go for the tennis. So now in case you want to predict your tennis, you need to click on the game, and after clicking the game, the first thing you need to look into is to check the statistics, check the data of these two players. So by checking on it, you are going to have insight of their previous performance, their form, and their previous games, how they've been playing together. So these are head to head, and checking on it, it seems like these two players have never met to play professionally. So you have to go to their head to head new. By going to their head to head new, I always consider different factors. That is, if I want to predict who to win, but I don't predict straight winning of tennis. It's very complex game. So I either go for predicting the sets, at least the player to win a set. That would be better. If you assume that a player is going to win this game straight away, it can be, tennis is very hard. So I would rather advise you guys to always go for, in case you want to predict straight winning, don't go for straight winning tennis, always go for 4 sets. So now if you want to predict your total points in tennis, in tennis, long tennis, we always have 2 sets. The first set, if you are able to win, and the second set, if this same player that won the first set won the second set, definitely the game will end. But if player A won the first set and player B won the second set, they have to go to the third set. But this actually depends on the type of game, because there are some games that you will have to go to 3 sets. Yes, 3 sets. So this games is a 2 set games. So if you want to predict this kind of game, you have to look into 2 things, just 2 things. Check for, but unfortunately these particular games, they've not had any games, they've not had any match played together. So we are going to base our analysis based on their statistics with other teams so far. So the 2 things you only need to look into is their average total points in their last games. If you check this particular player, which is the home player, you are going to realize that this is the average total point games he or she had is 8.6. So if you check it, you are going to see that this is 8.6, and checking the away team, the away player, you are going to see that it is 11.4. So these 2 things is the only thing you are going to add together, just addition of the 2 points together. But one thing I always tell my people is that adding average total point does not mean that is the exact total point they are going to be playing, but it will give you an insight of the range of the total points they've been having in their previous game, at least in total when you add it together. But that does not mean that is going to be the exact total point. So if you are predicting under, but I don't like predicting under games, if you are predicting under, you have to add up to the average total games additioned together. You have to add up a certain figures to it. But for me, if I'm predicting over, I always subtract things. Whenever I'm predicting over, I always subtract things. So for me, this particular average total point of the home player and the away player, we have 8.6 and 11.4. So adding 8 and 11 together, surely you are going to be getting 19, and adding 6, the point at the back of it, that's 6 and 4, you are going to be getting 20. So 20 is it is the total points that will give us an insight of probably what they are going to be playing. So definitely in the range of this 20, the possible outcome is around it. But for me, if I want to predict the over of this particular game, you have to go for maybe subtracting 2 points or 3 points depending on your choice, but at least subtract some points from this. Let's assume that out of this 20 we subtract 2 points. Another problem that you can be facing in predicting tennis over points is that the bookmakers will make it very hard for you to get the actual figures that you want, because for example now I subtracted 2 points from it and I want to predict over 18. I don't know if the bookmakers is going to provide the market for this particular game. Let's check. So checking the total points, so this is what I'm talking about. Don't forget I said if I want to predict the total points of this particular game, so the total points that we're supposed to predict in this particular game is over 18.5 at least, but what the bookmakers is providing is 22.5, and check the odd, that is 1.97. so I don't know, that's how they usually do sometimes, but most times if I explore other bet platform, probably they can provide what I want. So that's just the simple way of predicting tennis over points. But before I go away from this particular content of this channel, I'm going to show you guys something that I don't know if you guys are going to be interested in it. So just give me a moment. So right now here is one of my running tickets, and I would like to show you a particular strategy in this. So if you guys can look very closely into this particular ticket, you are going to see different games, different strategies applied to this particular ticket. So one thing I want you to see is the go strategy. You know, everybody knows that sometimes go, that is both team to score strategy, can be very dangerous, and people used to regard to it as a dangerous strategy, but it offers a very high odds. Some people always run away from it. Even I too, before, I always run away from it, but now that I discovered the particular steps in predicting it, don't forget I told you guys that there's nothing like 100%, but at least you will always have a chance of winning. So I've been using this particular strategies for a very few days ago now, and it has really been working out so well for me. But in case you're interested in learning this particular strategy, because I regard some strategies as a special strategies which should not be exposed like that, because by exposing it, surely it can affect the market. Because one of it is the issue of this particular tennis total point, that you will not be able to find the market on the market of the desired figure on the bet platform again. So this can make a prediction to be very hard for you. So in case you're interested in learn this particular strategy of both team to score, just kindly check the video description. You are going to see some of my details and how to get through me in order to acquire this video. There's already a video tutorial for it and you can have it, but kindly make sure that this particular strategy is not casting to the extent of exposing, because these bookmakers too, they also have their own researchers that always make findings and analysis on how to make their own profit, because they are company that are working to make profit. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like our video, share if you find this very interesting, and don't forget to subscribe if you are just watching. And if you have been watching and you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, because there are some packages that I'm going to be dropping. I'll be dropping some odds through the community posts once in a while and through our short. Make sure you don't miss it. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video content. Bye.